Parenting is hard. And obviously you want to be a great parent. That's why you clicked on this link or on this podcast is you want to be a great parent. That's important to you. On this episode of the Fallible Man podcast, we're going to talk about the mistake that most parents make and what you should do instead if you want your child to really succeed in their life. So let's go. Here's the million-dollar question. How do men like us reach our full potential and grow into the men we dream of being while taking care of our responsibilities, working, being good husbands, fathers, and still take care of ourselves? That's the question, and this podcast will help you with those answers. My name is Brent, and welcome to the Fallible Man podcast. Welcome to the Fallible Man podcast, your home for all things man, husband, and father. My name is Brent, and I am the Fallible Man. And a big shout out to the Fallible Nation that makes all this possible, and a warm welcome to our first time listeners. If you guys are just joining us, welcome to the nation. We are honored that you are here and just excited about your presence. Guys, parenting is hard. Don't let anyone tell you differently. It's absolutely one of the greatest and hardest experiences you will ever choose to be a part of. It's 100% worthwhile, but you are signing up for a lot of worry, a lot of stress, a lot of fear, some really long days and nights. And guys, there are going to be days that you just think you lost your mind. It's just true. I'm not going to lie to you about parenting. It is 100% worthwhile, and I would never, ever change those decisions. We all want to be great parents, and we worry about doing it right. Let me just clear the air right now. There is no perfect parent. There's no perfect parenting style. I am not a perfect parent, but I want to share with you one of the biggest mistakes that you can make as a parent. This mistake is the mistake of trying to give your kids everything you didn't have. Why is it a mistake? Well, we'll get into that. I wanted to do this early in my marriage. Before we ever had kids, I thought of all the things I didn't have or couldn't do as a kid because we had a limited budget. I didn't wear expensive shoes because I outgrew them too fast. I wore a lot of sweatpants because I outgrew jeans too fast. My parents couldn't afford to spend $70 on a pair of jeans for me so I could wear the popular jeans so I could fit in, right? First world issues for sure. But at the time, to me, they were devastatingly big deals. Now, time and perspective heal things a lot. So I wanted to make enough money that I could buy anything within reason for my kids. I didn't have to say no like my parents did. I had great parents, don't get me wrong, but we had a limited budget. I still had a reasonable line in my head about what this meant, right? I wasn't going to go buy Ferraris and ponies for my kids. I'm still probably not going to buy them their first car, or I'm at least going to make them work to pay for it. But I wanted to just never have to deal with that. I didn't want to have to say no. I still really have to watch myself. I want to buy things in excess sometimes just because I love to shower my children with experiences and fun little trinket things. This is not the best plan. Okay, so like I said, I have to keep myself in check. This isn't the best plan because when you give your kids everything, they don't learn to appreciate what they have. This is where you get those spoiled little rich kids. This is why people like Elon Musk have said, my kids aren't getting a dime when I die. He wants them to do it on their own. And there is a lot of value to that. I valued my first car because I had to spend my money to get it. And so I took better care of my car than a lot of my friends did. Things that you have to invest in more, you tend to value at a higher level. And so you tend to be more responsible with them, take care of them. But I get it. We want to lavish our children with things. A lot of it is useless. Let's admit that. We want to lavish our children. I can tell you very often my kids don't need another toy. They certainly don't need another stuffed animal, right? But we like to just lavish things on our kids. I came across a quote a few years back, and it really sat with me. Now, it's been attributed to Bruce Lee, but I can't verify the origin, so I won't say that for sure. But the quote is, don't give them everything you didn't have. Teach them everything you didn't know. How well do you sleep at night? Do you toss and turn and wake up more tired than when you went to bed? Sleep is commonly one of the critical elements people fall short on in their life. The quality of sleep you get directly affects your ability to control your weight, your ability to add muscle, your stress levels, and your everyday job and life performance. If you're ready to move to the next level, then sleep has to be part of the plan. Check out our friends at ghostbed.com if you're ready to get your best sleep. I love my ghost bed. I've been sleeping on one for a couple years and has made a huge difference in how I sleep. Hit ghostbed.com and use the code TheFallibleMan30 to get 30% off your order and start getting better night's sleep tomorrow. Now, let's go on to the show. I had seen the quote, but it really sunk in about the time I hit 40. Because about the time I hit 40, I learned how much I didn't know about money. Like, my financial IQ was crap. I knew nothing about it. In fact, what I learned was I was lacking incredibly in my knowledge of how money and finances work. And I couldn't help but wonder, what would my life have been like if I had known what that actually meant? If I had understood that at all, would my life look different? I decided then and there that the best thing I could give my kids is the knowledge that I had now, that I know now is critical for success in life. I've learned some things. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I've learned some things in my 42 years of life, things that I wish I had known when I was 20 years younger. But what kind of life could my kids have if I started teaching them the things that are critical for success in life? And a lot of those things aren't taught in a normal classroom in America, at least. I don't know about the rest of the world. So play a game with me here. Make a list of all the things you know in your present life that really move the needle in areas of life that you believe matters. Now, if you're in the car listening to this, please don't. Come back to the episode when you have a chance and play this game with me. Really, it's not going to take much time, but I promise you it will help illustrate this and you will have a better, clearer understanding of where you want to go from here. My list would look something like this: financial IQ, or financial literacy, whatever you want to say. I would have studied finances more. Communication skills, leadership skills, marketing. I wish I understood marketing and knew more about marketing. Business, and how to build healthy relationships. All 6 of those things would be on my list if I was making a list of things I feel really move the needle in life from my perspective. Now, try this. Start brainstorming fun and engaging ways to start teaching your children some of these skills and continue to develop those games and experiences and knowledge. For example, my daughters are 8 and 10. They have their own business that I help them with. It's their business. Any money they make on it is their money. We do it together. And in that time, they're learning business skills, they're learning marketing skills, they're working on their financial IQ and their communication. There's a lot of communication in marketing, right? They're also learning design skills. They're learning soft skills like software and stuff like that. They're learning how to match color palettes and certain fonts and colors and designs and design styles and artistic styles go together and certain ones don't. They are expanding their knowledge base. We also work with them and teach them about stocks, investing, capital gains, taxes. Like, I actually sit down and have stock discussions with my 8-year-old and my 10-year-old. They choose their stocks. They choose what's in their portfolio. I make recommendations, but I have to explain why to them. And sometimes my daughters take my advice and sometimes they don't. But they're in control of what we invest in. Are they going to make $1 million right now? No. But after a couple of years, will they have knowledge that I didn't have till after I was in my 40s? Yes. My 10-year-old can actually tell you about that's and other import-export taxes, because I pay my kids $10 to read books. I buy them age-appropriate books on business, on marketing, on investing, on finance, right? Age-appropriate books. I buy the book. I pay them $10 a book to read the book and do a book report so I know they understood what they were reading. And then we have rules about how that money is spent, including saving some of it, investing part of it, donating part of it. We're trying to teach them good financial practices now. What can your kid's life be like if you take the wisdom that you've acquired at this point in your life and turn around and share that with them? It takes a lot of work, because it's going to take your time to find fun and imaginative ways to do this, guys. I'm not going to lie. I do invest time in trying to find the best ways to teach these lessons to them. It sharpens my skills, and it provides some really quality teachable moments for me and my kids. Think what they can do with their lives with the knowledge you already have if you pass it along in a way that they can understand. Guys, they'll reap massive rewards in the future because of your parenting. But giving them everything you didn't have isn't going to do that. But this is why we have 22 and 23-year-old millionaires out there. It's because somebody got it at some point and started teaching them things that matter. I promise you, parents, like wealthy parents, really, really wealthy parents, people that we all look at and go, wow, they have a lot of money. They teach their kids different things than the majority of us do. So start moving your head towards that direction. What can you teach your child so they can have the opportunities you never had? Not the things you didn't have, the opportunities you didn't have because you just didn't know. What can you do for their lives in that way? Guys, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing about you raising a whole new generation of children who have so many more opportunities than you had because you invested your time in helping them learn the things that you know that now they know. Be better tomorrow because of what you do today. We'll see you on the next one.
This has been the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.